everybody, welcome back to another Where Are They Now? First of all, I want to say no, you're not hallucinating. You have seen this makeup look a couple of times, or if you haven't, you will. I just had a nice open window of time when Rowdy was behaving and being quiet, so I thought I would film a whole bunch of videos all at once. So if you still want to know what I used to get this look, that will be in the description box towards the way bottom. So March 2013 is where we are going, and that was a very special month because that was my 40th birthday month, which means it's my birthday month again, and I'm 4 years older, and that's all we're going to say about that. All right, it was a short list. I have no idea why, because I probably got a ton of fun things for my birthday, but maybe those made April favorites. We'll just have to tune in next month and see what happened. Anyway, I'm just going to go down my description list, which I have written out, and we'll see where are they and if they're still here. If you like these, don't forget I have a playlist, which I will link somewhere up here, down in the description box. They'll probably pop up at the end of this video too. And you can either have a little laugh at what life was like 4 years ago for me or see if anything's changed. All right, so my first favorite in March of 2013 was the Sephora bronzer in the shade specifically Los Cabos. It was recommended to me by a subscriber, which was very sweet, and I loved it. And I went through 2 or 3 of those bronzers, and then I discovered this guy. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in Milk Chocolate. Almost the exact same color as the Sephora one, even more neutral, I would say. A little softer, creamier is maybe the wrong word, easier to blend, and really it's the scent. The scent is amazing and beautiful and wonderful. I have seen that Benefit recently released Hoola in a light shade, which I'm very curious to try. But for now, my heart still belongs to Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. Great, great bronzer. And in the summer, I'm just going to bump up to just regular old Chocolate Soleil. They also have a dark chocolate if your skin tone runs darker than mine, which is most people on the planet. Love that bronzer. Also, I should say it's matte, so it's great for just an all-over kind of warming up of the face. The next favorite was the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. Hello, still here. Hit pan and then some. Dinged that corner right out of the gate when I opened it. I had it shipped to me. So annoyed. Anyway, this was and really still is a great setting powder, but it had a couple of drawbacks. One is that it's clearly very delicate and difficult to travel with. It will shatter just like that. The other thing is I like a setting powder that actually gives me a little bit of coverage. So what I have found fairly recently in the last year and that I've been loving, another recommendation from a YouTuber, Miss Crystal. She hauled this a while back. I saw it and said, this is for me. This is it's got a long name, the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Perfecting Powder. Yes, and this is actually in the shade 1. So you can see it looks almost like a bronzer. I assure you it is not. But what's nice is it does warm up the face. So if you're a pale skinned girl like me and you need to look a little less like a corpse, this is your best friend. It doesn't really give coverage like the MAC Studio Fix or even the MAC MSF Natural, but it does warm you up. It gives you a little bit of coverage, and it gives sort of a satin finish. It's not shiny, but it's definitely a satin finish to your face, which is lovely. And you can even use a little brush, and I've used it even to set my under eyes. It's a great little thing, and it's much more travel-friendly than the Hourglass version. Next thing I loved was a mascara, Benefit They're Real. Like every beauty YouTuber, I go through product like that, and I'm on to the latest and greatest. Right now, I'm really loving my Lancome Grandiose mascara. I love that it doesn't flake. I love how dark it makes my lashes. I'm wearing it right now, and I love the wand. I'm going to hold it in front of my really pale face. So you can see it's got that gooseneck, so you can really get in there without getting it all over your face. I will say I am wanting to repurchase the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, even though it did clump on me fairly early on in the game, in the tube, not on my lashes. I missed that formula. It was really amazing. So I'm going to go back and get that as soon as I use up my Lancome. This one was discontinued. Why do brands do this? Too Faced, I'm talking to you. Too Faced had their lip creams. They still have their lip creams, but the shade I loved was this Razzle Dazzle Rose. As you can see, there's very little left. And it's this beautiful, warm, mid-tone pink. I've got all the lights up here. We're about to hit thunderstorm, so forgive the glare, but there it is, and it's discontinued. So that stinks, but I found a very close dupe that's actually less expensive than the Too Faced, and I reached for it a lot more, and shocker, it's from Clinique. It's part of their lip color pop collection, and it is in the shade Sweet Pop. It's not a dead-on dupe. It's a little, I don't know, what would you say? It's right here. It's a little brighter pink. It's a little less blue tone in it, I would say, but it's in that same color family. And then another one that's close but not exactly the same and much less expensive is from Maybelline. It's in Ravishing Rose. I'm going to put it on the other side of the lip cream. I think this is actually much closer. It's this one. So that's the Maybelline. The one in the middle is the Tarte, and then on the end is the Clinique. So they're in the same color family. I tend to buy lipsticks that are repeats of colors I actually own already. I'd say actually the Maybelline's a better dupe. Love the Sweet Pop on its own, but if you're looking for a close dupe for that Razzle Dazzle Rose, go for the Maybelline in Ravishing Rose. Speaking of drugstore lipsticks, there were two that I mentioned that I still absolutely adore, both by Milani. I would say if I have to have a favorite drugstore lipstick, we're going to pretend we don't hear the dogs going crazy in the background. I apologize. Milani definitely makes my favorite drugstore lipsticks. They have matte options, they have creamier options, they're very inexpensive, the shade range is great, and they smell like Jolly Ranchers. The two that I mentioned back in 2013 are still in my collection and still very creamy and are both pink, go figure. The first one is Rose Hip, I'm swatching them now, and the second one, which I really, really like a lot more, is Fruit Punch. Here is Rose Hip. That is a very bright fuchsia, almost on the neon side. Probably not for every day unless I'd say if you're a medium olive and deeper skin tone, actually you could rock this every day, all day, and it would look amazing. For those of you that are a little more shy about a bold lip, this Fruit Punch one has more of a reddish pink tone to it. It's lovely, and again, they all smell like watermelon Jolly Ranchers, so they're amazing. What else was a favorite? Two Stila palettes at the time were favorites, and even back then, one of them had already been discontinued and one was on its way out. The first was the Stila Pro Artist palette. That is long gone. If it was discontinued 4 years ago, you can imagine how old it was. I got rid of it. The second one, if I had to say I had an all-time favorite palette, it is this one. It is the Stila Natural Eyes palette. It is no longer available. You might be able to find it on eBay or maybe Amazon. I have not found it. Stila used to put out all their shadows in these cardboard palettes. There were like 4 or 5 of them. They stopped, reformulated them, and put them out in the windows of the soul, eyes of the soul kind of things. And I do not like those. I wanted to, and I hate them. But this was look at this, so beautiful. Obviously, I'm a warm, neutrals kind of person. I didn't really use these very much. But all the other shades, they were so creamy, so blendable, so easy to wear. When I would go on vacation, I would bring this palette, and this was it. And I still use it, but I hesitate to just because I can't replace it, so it makes me very sad. Stila, I know you don't watch me, you don't know who I am, but if someone knows them, could show this to them, I am begging you, please re-release this in the original formulations. It was the best palette you ever made. The last favorite from March 2013 was a book series that I just started, and that was also recommended to me by a subscriber. Unfortunately, I don't remember who that was back then, but it was the Ruth Galloway Mystery Series by Ellie Griffiths, and the first book, I had read the first 2 books back then. The first book was The Crossing Places, and just to refresh your memory, the main character is a woman. She is a forensic anthropologist. She's a professor at a university in England, in Norwich, and she specializes in very, very old bones, like Paleolithic era bones, but is often called in to consult on recent murders and recent findings of bones, like 20th, 21st century bones. So it starts with this first murder case, and now I don't know how many books more there are in the series, quite a few. I have read every single one, and another one is coming out this year I'm very excited about. If you like the Temperance Brennan series by Kathy Reich, or Reichs, I think is her name, or any kind of the forensic side of a murder mystery, you will really like this book series. there's not, I was going to say there's no paranormal in it. There is like a tiny bit, but not really. Like one character thinks he's a druid, but there's no like actual witches or vampires or anything like that. It's pretty much just a straight up murder mystery series, so I highly recommend it. So those are my favorites from March 2013. Where are they now? The lipsticks are still here. Everything else has been replaced with new favorites. I'm still reading that book series though. Really, really enjoy it. I love doing these. I look forward to this time of the month when I get to revisit what I've been up to and where things are going. I think I'm a little nostalgic, so this is fun for me. Let me know if you enjoy these videos. Again, if you do, there's a playlist, and go ahead and tag your favorite YouTubers to do this as well. I would love to see more people revisiting their old favorites. It's a lot of fun for me to watch those too. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.